You may feel it, a persistent heaviness that shadows your days, an unexplainable fatigue that lingers despite your efforts to rest. It's not just the tiredness that comes from a busy schedule or mental exertion. No, this runs deeper, beyond physical aches and mental strain. It's an internal, almost invisible weight, a quiet, gnawing emptiness that refuses to be filled. You sleep well, eat nourishing food, laugh with friends, yet when solitude and silence settle in, that sense of drain returns, and you wonder why. You might have been told that everyone feels this way sometimes, that it's just part of life. But what if I told you that this exhaustion isn't merely a passing phase or a sign of stress? What if beneath the surface there's a fundamental truth about the nature of human existence that explains this persistent fatigue, a truth that many refuse to face? Let me be honest, what you're experiencing is not a flaw, not a malfunction. It's a reflection of something much more profound, something that resonates with the deepest insights of philosophy and spirituality. You are, in essence, drained, not just physically or mentally, but spiritually. And understanding why is the first step toward liberation. In our modern lives, exhaustion is often attributed to overwork, bad sleep, or emotional stress. We believe that a good night's rest, a vacation, or a change of scenery will restore us. But what if the cause runs far deeper? What if this fatigue is a symptom of a fundamental imbalance, a misalignment with the very fabric of existence? Imagine your life as a vessel, constantly seeking something: happiness, success, acceptance, meaning. You chase after these elusive goals, believing that once you attain them, the void will be filled. But every achievement is fleeting, every satisfaction short-lived. The more you pursue, the more distant fulfillment becomes. The cycle of craving intensifies, and with it your internal weariness. This cycle is not accidental. It's rooted in a universal principle articulated by one of history's most provocative philosophers, Arthur Schopenhauer. His insights cut through the illusions of happiness and reveal the hidden mechanics of human suffering. Schopenhauer posited that at the core of everything that exists is what he called the will. Not the conscious, purposeful will we associate with human intention, but an irrational, blind force that manifests itself in all of creation. It's an unstoppable, insatiable energy that seeks to persist, reproduce, and take form, an omnipresent drive that underpins the entire universe. To understand this better, consider the universe itself. Stars are born and die in cycles beyond human comprehension. Nature's endless dance of growth and decay, chaos and order is driven by this same force. Life emerges, struggles, and persists because of the will, which has no purpose, no moral compass, no desire for happiness, only a relentless urge to continue existing. For us humans, this means that our desires are not rooted in rational needs, but are expressions of this fundamental will. Our hopes, ambitions, cravings, these are all manifestations of the will's endless desire to be, to expand, to want. We are not rational beings seeking happiness. We are desires incarnate, driven by a force that knows no satisfaction. This realization is both liberating and terrifying. It strips away the comforting illusion that we're in control of our lives. Instead, it shows us that our inner landscape is governed by an irrational, insatiable force that shapes every thought, emotion, and decision. Most of us grow up believing that happiness is a goal, a state to attain through effort, achievement, or moral virtue. We're told that if we work hard enough, are kind enough, or simply think positive, happiness will follow. But Schopenhauer demolishes this myth. He suggests that happiness, as most people conceive it, is an illusion, a fleeting mirage that distracts us from the truth. In fact, the pursuit of happiness is inherently flawed because it presupposes that we can ever truly satisfy our desires. Yet desire itself is an endless cycle, like a wheel spinning faster and faster. When one craving is satisfied, another immediately takes its place. The momentary pleasure we experience is like a spark in the dark, bright but brief. Think about your own life. Have you ever achieved a goal only to find that the satisfaction faded quickly? That the new car, the promotion, the relationship lost their luster? Even moments of joy, laughter, love, success are transient. They come and go, leaving behind an underlying sense of dissatisfaction. This is not coincidence. It's the nature of desire itself. Schopenhauer explains that the will, which drives all existence, has no purpose other than itself. It doesn't care about our happiness. It only cares about continuing to desire. Our attempts to find lasting fulfillment are like trying to catch the horizon, a futile chase that exhausts us. Every day we wake up driven by unseen forces. We want to be loved, respected, recognized, accepted. We desire growth, change, escape from routine, the next big achievement. We push ourselves to run faster, climb higher, acquire more. And in doing so, we suffer. We work tirelessly, believing that success will bring peace. But the more we achieve, the more the hunger grows. The new goal becomes the next obsession. The fleeting victory quickly dissolves into boredom. The cycle begins anew. Schopenhauer describes this as the pendulum swing between pain and pleasure. When desires are fulfilled, we experience a brief moment of relief. Then boredom or dissatisfaction creeps in. When desires are unmet, we suffer from longing. Both states are equally draining because they stem from the same root, an insatiable will. This endless oscillation is exhausting. It's the quiet, relentless rhythm of existence, an internal battle that many people are unaware of. We are caught in a trap of our own making, a prison of desires that never cease. In today's society, this cycle is amplified. Advertising bombards us with messages that happiness is just a purchase away. Social media feeds the illusion that others are happier, more successful, more fulfilled. We are told that productivity, achievement, and material success are the keys to a satisfying life. But these promises are hollow. They only serve to deepen the cycle. The more we consume, the more we want. The more we compare ourselves to others, the more dissatisfied we become. This culture of endless wanting is a factory of desires that keeps us chained in a perpetual state of craving. Our minds are restless, constantly projecting into the future, believing that relief lies ahead. We accumulate possessions, achievements, experiences, all in the hope of filling the emptiness. But it's a false hope. Every new acquisition quickly loses its meaning, replaced by the next desire. This relentless pursuit is a form of self-imposed suffering. It's as if we're pushing a boulder uphill, only to see it roll back every time we think we've reached the top. And the more we try to outrun this cycle, the deeper it drags us into fatigue. Schopenhauer's most startling insight is that suffering isn't an anomaly or a flaw. It's the structure of life itself. It's embedded in the very fabric of existence. Our pain doesn't arise solely from difficulty or loss. It originates from the fundamental fact of being alive, driven by the will that never rests. This means that no external conditions, poverty, illness, heartbreak, are the sole causes of suffering. Instead, suffering is built into the process of desire and wanting. Even in comfort and abundance, the restless hunger persists. When we fill our lives with stimulation, entertainment, social media, material possessions, we attempt to distract ourselves from this inner void. But the void remains, only deeper and more persistent. Schopenhauer describes human life as a pendulum swinging between two states: pain caused by unfulfilled desire and boredom that follows fulfilled desire. This cycle is relentless. Think of it this way. When you desire something, a new car, a relationship, a promotion, You suffer in anticipation. The waiting, the uncertainty, the longing, these cause pain. When the object of desire finally arrives, there is a brief period of satisfaction or euphoria. But soon that feeling fades, the novelty wears off and boredom sets in. The desire shifts and the cycle begins again. This cycle is cruel but unavoidable. It's the dance of existence, a perpetual oscillation that drains the vitality from our souls. Consider the example of someone eager to buy a new house. The months of searching, the anticipation, the hope, these are filled with discomfort. When finally settled in, the initial joy is fleeting. Routine, familiarity, and the relentless craving for something else soon replace that happiness. The house becomes just a space, no longer special, and the desire for a different life or environment takes hold. This pattern is universal. It shows up in every aspect of life: career ambitions, romantic pursuits, social status. The cycle never truly ends, only shifts focus. Many of us cling to the hope that someday, if we reach a certain milestone, we'll be truly happy. We buy into the narrative that success, wealth, or love will finally fill the void. But Schopenhauer warns us that this hope is a trap, a seductive illusion that prolongs suffering. Hope is a double-edged sword. It keeps us moving forward, yes, but it also prevents us from accepting reality as it is. It blinds us to the fact that the cycle of desire is endless. The more we hope for happiness, the more we delay genuine peace. When the object of hope is finally attained, it often disappoints. The momentary pleasure fades quickly, leaving us craving again. This is because true happiness isn't an external achievement but an internal state, a peace that arises when the will's demands are silenced. Schopenhauer describes hope as a sister to suffering. Hope prolongs the agony because it keeps us fixated on the future, on what's yet to come, thereby preventing us from appreciating the present. It's the illusion that if only I had that, or when I achieve this, then I'll be happy. But this outlook is fundamentally flawed. It's a form of voluntary slavery, imprisoning ourselves in a future that never arrives. The more we cling to hope, the more we resist acceptance. And resistance, as Schopenhauer notes, only intensifies suffering. Many commercial industries capitalize on this. Self-help books, motivational videos, productivity courses, all promising that happiness is just around the corner if you follow their formula. But these are illusions. They serve only to deepen our addiction to desire. If the cycle of desire and suffering is built into life, is there any way to escape? Is liberation possible in a world driven by the will? Schopenhauer offers a radical answer: detachment, renunciation, the withdrawal from the cycle of wanting. This isn't about giving up or succumbing to despair. It's about a conscious choice to stop feeding the will's insatiable hunger. He proposes three main paths, challenging but profoundly transformative. Aesthetic contemplation. In moments of pure appreciation, listening to music, observing nature, immersing in art, we temporarily suspend the will. These moments of aesthetic awe allow us to forget ourselves and dissolve the incessant desire. Art becomes an escape route from the tyranny of wanting, offering brief but vital relief. Inner silence and meditation. Practicing stillness and introspection helps us recognize the impulses that drive us. When we observe our thoughts and desires without acting on them, we disturb the automatic cycle. Meditation cultivates a state where the mind is quiet and the craving for external validation diminishes. Asceticism and simplicity. Choosing to live with less, rejecting excess, and embracing discipline reduces the power of the will over us. Mystics, saints, and sages across traditions have demonstrated that transcending desire leads to liberation, not through renunciation as weakness, but as a wise act of liberation. breaking free from the illusion that happiness resides outside ourselves. A path to inner peace. This path is challenging. It demands courage, discipline, and a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths about desire. But it offers a profound freedom, the freedom to experience life without the constant craving that drains your vitality. Imagine a life where you no longer chase after fleeting pleasures or worry about what's missing. Instead, you find contentment in the present moment, the simple beauty of a sunset, the sound of a song, the silence of your own mind. You learn to appreciate life as it is, not as it should be. Schopenhauer suggests that true peace isn't found in external achievements but in internal quietude, an acceptance of life's imperfections and an acknowledgement that the cycle of desire is endless. Many believe that through effort, willpower, and perseverance, they can master their desires and attain lasting happiness. But this is a delusion. The more we try to control or dominate the will, the more it controls us. Progress in this sense is an illusion. External achievements are temporary. Internal peace requires a different approach. It involves recognizing the futility of endless wanting and choosing to withdraw from the chase. This doesn't mean passivity or apathy. It's an active, conscious decision to stop feeding the cycle, to accept life's impermanence, and to find serenity in simply being. The ultimate goal, according to Schopenhauer, is not to conquer the external world, but to transcend the inner chaos, the endless stream of desires and cravings. This requires a shift in perspective, from seeking happiness outside to cultivating peace within. It involves appreciating beauty without possession, experiencing love without attachment, and observing life without clinging. When you cultivate this attitude, you begin to see that the true freedom lies in detachment, letting go of the need to control or possess, and instead allowing life to unfold naturally. Many of us have spent our lives trying to fit into a mold dictated by society's expectations, to succeed, to accumulate, to impress. We chase after ideals that are ultimately illusions, dreams that keep us restless and drained. But what if there was another way? A way grounded in awareness, acceptance, and simplicity. It begins with honesty, acknowledging that suffering is not an anomaly but a fundamental aspect of life. It continues with courage, facing the truth about desire and the will. And it culminates in a deliberate choice to step back, to detach, and to find peace in the present moment. This journey isn't easy. It's confronting the illusions we've been fed since childhood, the myth that happiness is achievable through external means, that desire can be forever satisfied, that progress is linear. But when you dare to see life clearly, you realize that the cycle of craving and dissatisfaction is built into the very fabric of existence, and recognizing that truth is both painful and liberating. Schopenhauer's message is not one of despair, but of liberation. He invites us to see through the illusion of happiness and to embrace a life of simple awareness. Perhaps your fatigue is a sign, a whisper from your deeper self calling you to look inward, to question the beliefs about happiness and success that have been ingrained in you, to realize that the endless pursuit is a trap, and that true peace lies in surrender and detachment. This doesn't mean giving up on life or passions. It means engaging with life differently, less driven by craving, more rooted in acceptance. It's about appreciating the present moment's beauty without the need to possess or control. The path of the wise is not to fix what's broken, but to see life as it is, imperfect, fleeting, and beautiful in its impermanence. When you do, a new kind of vitality awakens, a quiet strength rooted in knowing that you don't need more to be whole. Are you ready to take this step? To see the truth behind your exhaustion, and to discover the freedom that comes from wanting less? The choice is yours. The journey begins now.